Coming up on the Suze Orman Show. The most dangerous word when it comes to your money. Also,
it just really makes me nervous to know that I have that much hanging over my head.
I look at this and I start to scream. I go, why does she care about her student loan debt when she doesn't care about any other money that she has? And you ask me, can I afford it?
I want to buy 5 tickets to the San Francisco Dream House raffle. It's a chance to win a house in San Francisco worth $4 million.
If you win this house for $4 million, how are you going to afford the property taxes on it, which will be $80,000 a year? You do know that, don't you? Hi, everybody. I'm Suze Orman, and you are watching The Suze Orman Show tonight. I want to tell all of you what I personally think is the most dangerous word you can ever hear when it comes to personal finance. And it's this word known as free. Yeah, you heard that right, free. Now, the other night I was listening to the radio, and I'm listening to this advertisement about how if you want to do something with your money, just send in for this free anything. So just imagine what it is, .com, and we'll send you what you need for free. And maybe you can see somebody for free. Or maybe you're looking on this site and it says, you can get this for free, and they're asking you to put in your credit card or debit card information. And somewhere there in small print, it says, if you don't cancel this in 30 days, we're gonna charge you a certain amount of money every single month. But you didn't read that because it was so small, or you forgot to do it. Or you actually call in and cancel, and they don't cancel you. Happens all the time. Or here you are, and you're getting this invitation for this free luncheon. Come to this free luncheon and hear this person talk about finances to you. It's not free. You're going there. Why? You're going there in the hopes that this person can convince you to do this investment with them. And I know you're thinking, but it's not costing me anything. It always costs you something. There is no such thing as somebody giving you free advice. How are they going to make their living? So it's either wrapped into what they're selling you and you're paying for it, whether you know it or not, or they're tricking you into giving them information so eventually they start to charge you. So when you see something that says free anything.com or free lunch or dinner or free reports, advice, whatever it may be, can you just understand that you could very well fall prey to somebody who wants to make money off of you? But I just want you to stay away from it and make your life easy. Got it? Let's go to Jenny in California. Ask me your question.
Hi, Susie. Thanks for taking my question. My fiance just got transferred to Las Vegas for work, so we're looking at moving there. And right now we're debating between renting and buying a home. We'd really like to purchase a home, and we have saved up enough money to pay for it in cash, but the Las Vegas market scares us right now, and we aren't really certain how long we'll be there.
So, you know, Jenny, you never want to buy something unless you know that you're going to stay there for a long time. Now, every time somebody uses the word I'm scared in their question to me, that needs to be a sign to all of you. So when you're thinking about something, if you're thinking, I'm afraid, I'm scared, that is your warning sign that says you shouldn't do it. You can always buy a home. Once you've purchased it, now it may be too late. So do me a favor, move there, rent for a while. I'm sure there are some fabulous deals that you can find renting there. See if you like it, see if you don't, see what happens. Wait till you get married, then you'll know what to do. But for now, I wouldn't be buying. Let's go to Indiana. Lisa, you are on the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. Thanks for taking my call. I'm calling about my grandfather. He's in his 80s, and about a year and a half ago, he met a waitress at a restaurant and hired her as his caregiver. Mm-hmm. Since then, in addition to the salary he pays her for that, he's purchased her a home. I believe he's furnished the home and bought her jewelry, paid off her car loan. And recently, I think he's made her the beneficiary of his life insurance. And I'm a little worried that there's going to be no money left to take care of him when he really needs it the most if his health declines. And he barely communicates with us. And when we do try to get information from him, he shuts down, and that's that. So we're all worried about him, and we're not sure what we can do.
And when you speak to him, do you do it as a family or do you do it as individuals going to him?
Well, it's been kind of both ways. Mostly it's individually because the family's kind of spread out and not everybody gets to see him at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And were you close to him prior to this?
He's always been kind of, away from where he's not extremely close, emotionally, but we saw him all the time, and that's been,
All right, because here's what you need to listen to. In the same way that you're looking at him, that he may lose all of his money and it won't be there to take care of him when he when he gets ill, he may be looking at all of you, just saying, not just go here with me for a second, as all they want from me is my money. They don't care about me. They don't visit me that much. When they come, we really don't have that connection. So I'm not saying that he feels that way, but is it possible that he might?
I think he does.
He does. All right.
He feels like everybody's like a moocher, which is not the case at all. It's
but he
just
feels that way. And here's the problem. It doesn't matter if it is true or it is not true. If he thinks that, it is true because it's true to him. So now he's met somebody that he feels very close to, that he really feels cares about him, and he's giving his money away to this person. I have to tell you, I understand that because my own mother, who died a year ago, was 97. She got closer to her aide. And it's not easy for me to say this, but it's true. She got closer to her aide than she had ever been to any of her children. She told her aide things that she never in a million years would have told us. And if she had had any money, I have no doubt she would have given it to her. So can you do anything about it? I don't think you can. Can you go and have a talk with your grandpa and say, if something happens to you, are you sure there's enough money? You could, but I don't think he's going to listen to you anyway. So this is a situation where I just think you're going to have to observe it, be kind to him, be loving to him, and just deal with it when it happens, because he's not going to change what he's doing. Going to California, Brianna, what can I do for you?
Hi. I'm really concerned for my mom's future. I recently opened the door to a process server who wanted to give her papers, and they gave them to me instead. And I looked down at them, and I saw that she's being sued by a bank. And I also know that she owes money all over the place in other areas. And yeah, it's really stressing me out, and I'm not sure how to make that stress go away.
And has your mother indicated to you on any level, Brianna, that she's in financial trouble? Do you see her wanting to talk to you, or is she keeping this all into herself?
Well, once she mentioned that when we grow up, she hopes that me and my siblings will help her out.
Uh-huh. And how old is your mother?
She's in her late 50s.
Late 50s. And is she all by herself? Did your father divorce her? Did he die? What's the scoop?
She's a single mom of 4, and my father's out of the picture.
All right. And has she always been a single mom, like for years and years now? This isn't something new, is it?
No, it's not new at all.
All right. And do you own a home? Do you live in an apartment? Do you all still live with her, or does she live on her own?
We're renting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my siblings don't live here, only my brother.
Uh-huh. And what is exactly the question?
I'm wondering, I'm losing sleep over it. I'm really stressed, and I'm wondering if it's normal for me to feel this stress and what I should do about it.
Yeah, it's normal to feel this stress because why? She's your mother, and you love your mother, and she doesn't have anybody to turn to for help, and you're in a situation probably where you're not making much money, so you can't help her. And that's really hard. It's hard for a mother not to help a daughter, and it's hard for a daughter or son, doesn't matter, to not help a parent. So I would sit down and I would get all the kids and I would sit down and I'd go to her and I'd go, Mom, I open this, I see you're being sued. I see all these things that are happening. Let's talk about it. Let's see, how much do you owe? What do you have? If you don't have any money, maybe we need to claim bankruptcy, Mom. There's something that you can do. But what you might really want to do, my dear Brianna, is have her call in to the Suze Orman Show and see how I can help her. Peter and Megan, what were you thinking? That for the past 3 months, you didn't even try to get unemployment, Peter. And later, when wanting something, ask me, can I afford it?
Susie, I want to get a custom paint job on my Harley-Davidson motorcycle. It looks okay, but I really want it to turn heads.
If you were driving down the road on that Harley, you would turn my head. Welcome back, everybody. I'm talking money and marriage stress tonight with my one-on-one couple. Megan and Peter are here from Atlanta. Megan is 29 and Peter is 28 and cute, by the way. Anyway, Megan is a critical care physician's assistant. Peter is an arborist and has been out of work for 3 months. The two of them are newlyweds, but Megan is obsessed over paying down her $58,000 of student loans, so much so that she's working extra shifts whenever she can to the detriment of her marriage. And Peter, you want to spend some time with your wife that you love so much. So that is the reason that you wrote into the Suze Orman Show. Is that true, both of you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, so who wants to start? Peter, tell me what you find so upsetting that your wife is doing everything she can to make as much money as she can.
Well, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound that bad, does it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't, does it?
No, I just think, you know, here we are. We just got married in October, and these are some of the more formative years, I think, of our marriage. You know, these early years, they mean a lot. And we'd just like to spend a little bit more time. You know, I'm out of work right now, looking for opportunities, and those are coming. So it's a tough situation to be in right now, but just looking to spend a little bit more time and maybe come back down a little bit on some of the extra shifts, things like that.
But just to make everybody aware who's watching this, even though you recently got married, it's not like you recently met.
No.
You've known each other for 3 years. You've been in this love phase for 3 years. So even though this is a brand new situation where you're legally married, the truth is you've been with each other for a while now, right?
Right.
Right.
Megan, why are you so obsessed about your student loan?
I don't know. I've always been freakish about having any kind of debt. My parents taught us, you know, that having any kind of credit card debt is a sin. You just don't, you know, it's just bad. You don't do that. And so, you know, graduating, even though it's quote unquote good debt, it just really makes me nervous to know that I have that much hanging over my head.
So you take 100% of your energy and you have blinders on, so to speak, and you are looking only at your student loan debt as the one thing that if you can get rid of, because you literally have brought it down from how high was it at one point?
I started with $110,000.
All right, and it's now at $58,000, but you want this loan done within the next 4 years, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you could do that, how happy would you be?
I feel like I would be very happy.
Right? And Peter, your wife is saying to you, she likes to work. She wants to work. She wants to get rid of this debt. And again, you rather her stop doing that so you could spend more time with her, correct?
Correct, yeah.
So let's bring everybody up to date. Even though I know in my introduction to you, you've been out of work for 3 months, you did just recently get a job offer, correct?
Yes, that's
so
correct.
So we'll see if you really get the job or not, but that's a big change in your situation.
Absolutely.
Because here's what I see when I look at your financial situation. I see two people who aren't paying attention to the entire financial picture. They're only looking at, Peter, you're looking at just spending more time with your wife. You're not really looking at how much do you have coming in, what do you have going out, what needs to get done. On the other hand, Megan, you're only looking at your student loan. You're not looking at all the other things that you could be doing with the money that you have, the mortgages that you have, whatever it may be, so that you can make more money out of less. So I look at this and I start to scream. I go, why does she care about her student loan debt when she doesn't care about any other money that she has? Like, what's that about? Let me give you a list of all the things that you are doing wrong while you are paying down your student loan debt. Peter and Megan, what were you thinking that for the past 3 months you didn't even try to get unemployment, Peter?
You know, that was something that was just recently really brought to my attention. I don't know why I viewed it this way or what made me think this, but I always viewed unemployment as sort of an entitlement. So it was my own ignorance, really, that just led us to... There was a part of me, too, that felt like because of our combined income, even without me working, we would not be eligible, or I would not be eligible to even apply for that. So it was just a lack of information.
And are you telling me, Megan, that you didn't know that he qualified for unemployment as well?
I mean, I guess we didn't even think about it. We were paying the bills with what I brought home.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You gave up possibly $2,000 or whatever it may have been in unemployment, which would have helped you with certain things simply because you're paying the bills and you're working to get rid of the student loan debt. But that's just one thing. I get that you're making money, you're bringing in money, but take a look. You're bringing in $5,000 a month after taxes. Your expenses are $6,300 a month, Peter. Even with your wife working overtime, you're still about $1,200 a month short of the money that you need to pay the bill. So this isn't a situation where I need you, honey, I miss you. This is a situation of, yeah, you've got to work and you've got to make money. Right. Now, besides the fact that you need to make money, here's what's also so sad. Megan, you have a life insurance policy on yourself, but the beneficiary of the life insurance policy is your sister. Peter, you don't have a job. Your wife is bringing in the money. She dies, her sister gets the money. Like, what are you two thinking? Oh, again, you're not thinking because you're so busy worrying about spending more time with her, and you're so interested, Megan, about paying down your student loan. Next, why haven't you refinanced your home? Even though you may only be there 3, 4, 5 more years, you're paying such a high interest rate that if you simply had refinanced to a 2.8% interest rate or 3, that would have freed up probably extra money. And who knows, in the end, you might decide you're just going to stay there anyway. Also, whose name is this house in?
Mine.
You do not have a will. You do not have a living revocable trust. So, Peter, listen to me on this one. Megan dies. Now, you're still living in this house. The house goes to you through intestate succession. You're going to have to pay probate fees on that house to get the house that you're both living in, simply because you haven't done a living revocable trust or put the house in both of your names. Okay. Megan, you are fully contributing to a 401k plan every month. What are you thinking? Your plan doesn't even match. So you would be far better off taking that money and doing Roth IRAs for both you and Peter. And if you then want to put some money away in there, okay, but you have debt. That's extra money that could be going to get you out of your student loan debt and everything else. You don't have an amount of an emergency fund. You only have $19,000 in an emergency fund. You need $48,000. And the list can go on and on and on. So these are all things that you are wasting money, and you aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing, yet you're concentrating on your student loan. No, I'm now your mother. I'm now somebody who's going to say to you, yeah, credit card debt is bad debt. But you're doing great, the two of you. You just need to readjust all of these things that you brought in from your past and just continue to pay your student loan like you were paying it, Megan. Not with the $800 extra. Save that money, put it in retirement, have things so that you can refinance and do things or buy a bigger house when you're ready to have kids. Get everything in place, your insurance policies, everything, so that if, God forbid, something happens, you're okay. And Peter, don't worry about spending more time with your wife. Worry about making sure that your life, your money, all of it is going in such a way that could support and hold the two of you forever, no matter what happens. That should be your goal. She loves you. You don't have to worry about it, Peter, okay?
Okay.
So here's the thing. I can't wait to hear what happens to you with your job. So if you get it and everything, and then keep us informed. Let's do an update and see how you both can make more out of less money, okay?
Okay.
Hi, Susie. Just wanted to give you a quick update. Megan and I are slowly but surely building up our emergency fund. I have started my new job and loving it so far. And we're actually looking into Roth IRAs as well. So just wanted to send you this video and let you know what was going on. Thanks a lot for your help.
Up next, you can't afford to miss. Can I afford it?
I really want to buy a top-of-the-line hot tub with all the fixings. My take-home pay is $3,385 a month.
Great, so you're gonna work for 3 months for you to have this hot tub. Go on.
Well,
Yeah. Also,
I want to go to the Electric Daisy Carnival in Las Vegas. It's like the Woodstock of our generation.
I'm from the Woodstock generation. I'm here to tell you they didn't have their clothes on. Do they have their clothes on in this?
It's definitely not required.
I knew it. What do you want to buy?
Electric Daisy Carnival.
top-of-the-line hot tub.
Custom paint job on my Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Is money just burning a hole in your pocket? Do you just need to go out there and buy something, but you're not exactly sure if you can afford it or not? Well, this is the place to come. This is the Can I Afford It segment. This is where you call in. You do tell me what it is that you want to buy, and I tell you if you can afford it or not. Lindsay, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I want to go to the Electric Daisy Carnival in Las Vegas. I think it'll cost about $1,400 total.
The Electric Daisy Carnival. Now, I've been to Las Vegas many, many times to speak, right? Because that's where a lot of conventions are. And the entire time I've been there, I have never seen this Electric Daisy Carnival. What does this thing look like? Do we have any video footage of it? Oh, I'm seeing it right now. What is this that I am looking at? Like, what do you do with it?
So the Electric Daisy Carnival is a huge dance festival. They have the best DJs from all over the world, and you just come and have fun. It's like the Woodstock of our generation.
All right, and I saw that they didn't have much clothes on in those pictures. Is that part of it? Like, do they dance naked at these things? You said Woodstock. I'm from the Woodstock generation. I'm here to tell you they didn't have their clothes on. Do they have their clothes on in this?
It's definitely not required.
I knew it. All right, Lindsay,
clothes.
girlfriend, you show me the money. Electrify me here. Just electrify me here with your clothes on. Go on.
Okay, so I take home about $41.21 a month.
Yep.
My expenses are $3,032 a month. That includes my rent at $1,125.
Yep.
My debt, I have $1,200 from dental work on a credit card, and that's at 0%. And I have about $615 in medical debt left from a hospital trip. In savings, I have $300 in liquid because I just started saving, and $14,000 in retirement.
Can you just let me know how you think you're going to pay for this?
So I want to use my tax return.
And how much are you getting in your tax return?
A little over $2,000.
And don't you think that $2,000 for your tax return, my little 23-year-old, would be far better off paying off your $1,200 of credit card debt or your $630 of medical debt, or putting it in with your $300 of an emergency fund so that you can at least have something, given that you need $24,000 of an emergency fund? Denied. Denied. What? Joanne, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I really want to buy a top-of-the-line hot tub with all the fixings.
Why do you need a top of the line? I have a hot tub. It was like $2,500. Why do you need a $10,000 hot tub?
Well, the actual hot tub will not cost $10,000, but you see my beautiful, beautiful backyard.
Let me take a picture of it. Put it up there for
Oh,
stunning.
see?
Why do you need a hot tub there at all?
Well, I have a gorgeous view. It overlooks the river, and I really want the hot tub with the decking.
So
That's where some of my money is going to come in.
I got it. All right, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I see this view. I know that you want to be in a hot tub there, but I don't want you to be in financial hot water, so show me the money.
Okay. My take-home pay is $3,385 a month.
Great, so you're going to work for 3 months for you to have this hot tub. Go on.
Well,
yeah.
My expenses are $2,076 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely no debt whatsoever.
That's good.
I own my home outright.
That's great.
I have $64,000 in liquid savings.
Yep.
I have $154,000 in retirement savings.
Yeah.
And I'm still working towards my own pension, which will give me about $1,000 a month when I retire.
When you retire, but that's years from now. How are you going to pay for this?
I would like to take cash from my savings.
You would. All right, so denied.
Josie.
Joanne, listen to me. You are 52 years of age. Before you know it, you're going to be, like me, 62 years of age. Anything can happen between now and then. So you need money in an emergency fund. You need more in retirement. As you get older, it actually costs you more when you have to pay for health insurance and all these things. Girlfriend, listen to me. Don't get into hot trouble. Don't get this hot tub. Just take a beautiful chair, 2 chairs, a little table, so you can have a little glass of wine and drink it and enjoy the view. Paul, what do you want to buy?
Hey, Susie, thanks for taking my call.
All right.
Susie, I want to get a custom paint job on my Harley-Davidson motorcycle for $1,750.
All right, so far I've had a carnival. So far I've had a $10,000 hot tub. And now what do I have? I have $1,750 to simply paint. To paint your Harley. What does it look like unpainted?
Well, it looks okay, but I really want it to turn heads. So I think if
Honey, if you were driving down the road on that Harley, you would turn my head. The Harley that I'm looking at in my picture right now is sexy, sexy, sexy. If you drove down the road with how it's pictured now of how you want to paint it, I'd sit there and I'd look at this and I'd go, oh, here's a boy, here's a man who's turning 50 who needs a boy toy. But that's not what this is about. Show me the money.
Okay, Susie, me and my wife were both retired from the Air Force, and our monthly take-home pay is $8,210, which includes income from rental property.
Yep.
Our expenses are $4,284.
Great, yes.
We own our home outright, but we have 2 loans, a car loan for $12,500 and an RV loan for $45,000.
Mm-hmm.
In our savings, we have $46,000 liquid, $5,000 in investment, and $109,000 in retirement.
So you have...
Girlfriend, let me get your approval.
All right. Do you really think I'm going to approve you when all you have is $46,000 liquid? You have $100,000 in retirement at the age of almost 50. I know you're going to take that money from your emergency fund that doesn't quite give you what you need. Do you really think I'm going to approve you for this? Well, I am. You have been approved. You have pensions that cover all of your expenses. You're doing great. I personally think you should leave your bike as sexy as it is and not waste the money, but you can do it, boyfriend. Laurel, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I want to buy 5 tickets to the San Francisco Dream House raffle. It's a chance to win a house in San Francisco worth $4 million or lots of other prizes. And it supports a really good cause, the Yerba Buena Center for the Arts.
Yeah, but I just have to ask you, if you win this house for $4 million, how are you going to afford the property taxes on it, which will be $80,000 a year? You do know that, don't you?
I do know that. Unfortunately, they give you a cash alternative option if you want to just take the $4 million.
So you're going to just take the $4 million rather than the house, and you want to spend $550 in the hopes that you can win $4 million. You must. I just have to ask this question. When the lottery is like $100 billion or whatever those lotteries go for, you must buy a whole lot of tickets in the hopes that you win, correct?
No, because the chances in the Dream House raffle are much better of winning than the chances.
All right, sweetheart, show me the money.
Okay, Susie, my take-home is $9,049 a month.
All right, good.
My expenses are $4,366 a month.
Love that.
And
yeah.
That includes $1,873 in rent.
Yeah.
My only debt is $6,000 on a student loan that's at 2.63%. And in savings, I have $90,000 liquid, $11,000 in investments, and $51,000 in retirement.
Approved. You absolutely have more than enough money to do so. Just do me a favor, check the details a little bit to make sure that it's a $4 million home or $4 million in cash. Why do I think it's going to be a whole lot less in cash? But that's besides the point. Want to be part of the Can I Afford It segment. All you have to do is go to my website, SuzeOrman.com, and you will find the information that you need to know there to come and play with me right here. And this is where we say, hit it, Robo. So Robo Man just threw in a T-shirt because if we choose you to be on the Suze Orman Can I Afford It segment, you're going to get a T-shirt. You'll get an approved if I approve you or a denied if I deny you. But either way, you can't buy these. The only way you can get them is to play with me here. Next, I tackle trending topics in Ask Suze. If you buy something at a bank, like an investment, you open up your Roth IRA there, what are they going to sell you? Welcome back, everybody. Here we are in the control room at CNBC headquarters. Now, listen to me. So many of you need to know the correct answers to the questions that you have about money. And if you ask me, which you should be doing, this is the place that you should come to get those answers. So take a look at your screen, everybody, because this is how you get in touch with us. You can send us in an email. You can join me on Facebook. Or if you want to send in a question that possibly we answer on the air here, right in the control room, send in a tweet, put hashtag AskSuze, and if we choose it, the question will be on the air. Let's see what's trending right now. From I am St. Benson. Will my credit score go down if I pay off my auto loan? My only revolving account. I have credit cards in good standing. Listen to me, I am St. Benson. Stop worrying so much about your credit scores, really known as your FICO credit scores. If you pay off loans, it doesn't hurt your score. It helps your score because you're no longer owing that money. Do you understand? So in this particular case, no, it's not going to hurt your score whatsoever. In fact, it will probably help it. Let's see what else is trending. At the Thomas Rose, should I open my Roth IRA with my bank that has my savings and checking account? If not, where? No, you should not do so, sir. Why is that? Listen, banks should be banks, in my opinion. If you buy something at a bank, like an investment, you open up your Roth IRA there, what are they going to sell you? Did you hear what I said? Sell you. loaded mutual funds, which are ones that you have to pay commissions on, annuities, all these things. No. Open up your account, your Roth IRA, at a discount brokerage firm such as Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Fidelity, any of those fabulous places, so that you have a variety of things that you can purchase within your Roth IRA. Many things that don't have any commissions on it whatsoever. Stay away from Roth IRAs at banks. Do you hear me? All right, everybody, let's go back to the studio, and here's what's coming up next. Gerald wants to know, Susie,
how are we doing?
Here we are at the ages of 42 and 41 with a net worth of about $207,000.
Wow.
What did you think your net worth would be?
Closer to maybe about $500,000.
I had a feeling you thought that. Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show.
Hey, Susie. I'm 42. My wife's 41. We're worried. We're not getting anywhere with our savings and won't have enough to retire. We started late, and we just want to feel financially secure. Our goal is to retire at 62 and enjoy a nice, easy, low-key lifestyle. Susie, how are we doing?
Gerald, look at you in those little sexy hats that you and your wife had on. How are you?
Hey, Susie, it's nice to speak to you.
Thank you, sir. So you want to retire 20 years from now, and you want to keep doing what you're doing. And if you did, do you think you are going to be able to retire or not? What grade would you give yourself?
That's the idea, Susie, and I'm thinking that because of, well, I will definitely give myself a passing grade, but not where I would want to be. So I would say about a C minus.
A C minus. You got it, sweetheart. Let's show everybody the money, and then I will tell you what I think. All right, everybody. Jacqueline and Gerald, obviously 42 and 41, are married. They have currently about $160,000 in retirement, about $10,000 in an emergency fund. $408,000 is their current home value. They owe mortgage on it, however, of $348,000. And they do have consumer debt of about $22,000. When you put it all together, here we are at the ages of 42 and 41 with a net worth of about $207,000.
Wow.
Gerald, does that surprise you?
It does.
What did you think your net worth would be?
Well, I would thought closer to maybe about $500,000.
I had a feeling you thought that, but that's why it's so good to come on the Suze Orman Show, because you really get to stand in your truth and not fool yourself and end up in real hot water 20 years from now. But let's continue on here. Let's look at your income versus your expenses. You have after-tax income of about $6,700 a month, but your expenses are $500 a month, leaving you only $200 a month in excess. So if I were to look at all of these things, does anything there surprise you, by the way?
That seems like an awful lot.
Awful lot. There we go again. So the reason that you're not getting anywhere is you think you are doing better than you are doing. Obviously, to come on and do this segment, you have to account for every penny you spend. We have to look at all of your finances, and that's what gets you to stand in the truth. Do you see?
Yes.
So if I were going to give you a grade, my dear Gerald, what grade would I give you?
Uh-oh.
That's right. You got that one right. I would give you an F. Oh, you're okay with that? I know. Wow.
A little choked up here.
All right, but there's hope. I never give you an F without showing you your way to an A. Suze Orman wouldn't do that to you. So,
Okay.
But why did I give you an F? Very simple. You don't have a will. You don't have a trust. And if you continue to do everything the way that you're doing it, your monthly goal needs to be about $7,000 a month. In 20 years, we're just assuming that things kind of stay the same. And so, therefore, because you're going to be responsible for your own health insurance and everything, we've had to increase it from what you're currently spending per month right now. Your retirement account, along with your pension and everything after taxes, is only going to yield to you about $4,500 a month when it's all said and done. So we are $2,500 a month currently of you being able to meet your goal 20 years from now.
Wow.
But yeah, here is your way to an A, however, boyfriend.
Okay.
You are going to work till you are 67 or 70. You're just going to have to get used to that fact. You're going to get a will and a trust. You are going to refinance your rental for $100,000 because I need to go from an adjustable rate mortgage that you're currently in with your rental to a fixed rate mortgage, and I need to get rid of your 2 home equity lines of credit. And you're going to roll all of those into one 20-year fixed rate mortgage on your rental.
Okay.
Then what's going to happen if you do that for 20 years, you're going to literally do what? Shorten the amount of time that you owe on this house, and you're also going to save about $200 per month over what you're paying right now, and that you will put towards your debt. You're also going to start to build an emergency fund with this extra $200 of money that you have extra every month because you need to do that. You need to increase your term life insurance to $1 million on you, $500,000 on Jacqueline. If you do all of that, you'll be pretty good at 67. Coming up next, one more thing I want you to know. There's always hope. There's always something that you can do so that you can live the best life that you deserve, no matter what's happened to you with your money in the past. Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. All right, that's almost a wrap here for us on the Suze Orman Show. But before we go, there's still one more thing I want you to know. Earlier in tonight's show, we had a woman who called in. Her name was Brianna. And she was telling us about how she was so worried about her mother because she opened the door and there was a process server about this bank that's suing her mom, and her mom doesn't have any money, and her mom's a single mother of 4 kids in her 50s, and she didn't know what to do about it. And I told her, why don't you bring her here to the Suze Orman Show? I want you to think about this. There are very few places for you to go, financial advisors for you to see, that want to deal with you if you don't have any money. If you walk into somebody, you're there in this fancy office at this major firm, and you tell them you have $50,000 of credit card debt, what can they do for you? They're there to service people who have money so they can make investments for them and so on and so forth. Now, I obviously love giving advice for those of you who have money, even if it's a little money, to tell you what to do with it to make sure that it's working for you. But I equally love that when you don't have any money, you are financially destitute, that you come right here to me. Because there's always hope. There's always something that you can do. And I'm going to give you the best advice possible so that you can live the best life that you deserve, no matter what's happened to you with your money in the past. So can you just keep coming right here to me on the Suze Orman Show, not just now, but as long as we're here, so I can make sure that all of you are okay regardless of your financial situation. Now you know. But until next week, there's really only one thing that I want you to remember when it comes to your money, and it is this: people first, then money, then things. Now you stay safe. Bye-bye.